אז מה אתה אומר שלום? איך היה? אצל רותי, איך היה?
תגיד לי אם אתה מצלם או לא?
אני מצלם כבר, מזמן כבר אני מצלם.
היה ככה. כל הגדולים היו שם. שאלו אותי ביד שיהיה או לא יהיה.
איך רותי שלטה, בסדר?
רותי הרביצה סולו עם שלמה ממש. גם עוד כפיים רבע שעה.
אבל היא באה למשל כמו ליצן, שלום.
רגע, גם את היית?
באתי פשוט שלי.
עברת את זה 4-5.
אסנת, תגידי, אסנת, גם את היית?
היא לבשה מאוד יפה.
מאוד יפה.
בלי מים יפה.
ממש. מאוד המוסתרות כמו של ליצן.
תני נשיקה לאבא. חיה, מה שאתה אומר חיה?
מה אני אצל לדעת? לא, אני אצלם אותך אחרי זה סולו. הוא כל כך חרוב יש לי רחוק יותר, ככה אני יש ממנה
Mama, what dating?
הרמן, תסתובב עוד פעם לכאן.
אבל זה קרוב מדי.
דודו, מה העניינים דודו? מתי אתה מנגן לנו משהו?
איפה זה? חפשתי. תמיד נגיד שלום לדודו.
דודו, אתה רוצה להפחית קצת? סיגי, בוא אלינה, סיגי. בוא לרקוד פה, בוא להנה נו, בוא לרקוד, יאללה בוא איתי, יאללה בוא להנה נו. יהודה בוא ירקוד, נו! איפה אבא שלי צריך להרים אותו? לא, יש לזה ריקוד, צריך לרקוד את זה. בוא יהודה, בוא! איך שאת מכוונת? תסתכל פה ותסריט. זה אוטומטי, אוטומטי. המיקרופון בסדר?
משהו על יום הולדת.
הנה שמואל, איך שמואל?
אם יהיה שקט ישמעו.
זה מגיע לפה?
סליחה רגע, המיקרופון. הקשבה.
אני מבקש לברך את אהרון ליום הולדתו ה-50. ואת ילדיו, את אמא שלו, את אחותו, ואת כל האורחים הנכבדים שבאו.
תעזבו אותו, מה זה?
מה, אתה סדרן אתה?
כפי שאהרון כתב פה, החיים מתחילים בגיל 50. כידוע לכם, אהרון הוא איש משפחה נאמן ומסור, הוא גם איש עסקים ויודע לעשות עסקים. הוא התחיל את הקריירה שלו בהיותו בן 12 ברומניה, הוא כבר עשה עסקים. אבל העסק הכי טוב הוא עשה עם דבורה. אז זה כתוב במשלי, מצא אישה מצא טוב.
שלמה המלך מאלף לא מצא אחת.
אבל היא אמרה אם הוא לא
אבל אני רוצה רגע, כמה קוריוזים אני אספר לכם.
לא להפריע.
הוא לא החליט כל כך בקלות להתחתן. הוא היה בחור מצליח, וחיזרו אחריו והוא חיזר אחריהם.
איפה הוא ישב? תנו אותו מפה.
אתם לא יודעים איך הוא נאבק עם עצמו כמו יעקב עם המלאך. עד שהוא החליט להתחתן עם דבורה. כשהגיע זמן החתונה כבר, והגענו כולנו לתל אביב, וכל האורחים מחכים בערב, והחתן איננו, לא יודעים מה קרה פה. הוא איחר שעה שלמה. ומה אתם חושבים, הלך לעשות עסקים ביום החתונה. אבל אני רוצה להגיד לכם שכל ההצלחה שלו בעסקים ובמשפחה זה הודות לאשתו דבורה. אני רוצה לאחל לו הרבה בריאות, אושר ואושר והצלחה עם דבורה וילדיו. שיהיה לו הרבה נחת, שיהיה לו הרבה נחת טוב לדבורה. עד 120, כל החיים.
דודו, אליך, דודו, אליך. 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 קדימה, קצת שירה בציבור. רגע, שמואל, לא מרימים אותו? מה זה? לא מרימים אותו? מה זה? נו, מה זה? לא מרימים אותו? יאללה, תשימו כיסא, חבר'ה.
תביאו רגע את זה, תביא את זה. הוא רואה טוב.
דודו, מה העניינים דודו? אליך.
לאהרון היקר מאוד, במלאת לך יובל שנים, וזה הרבה. סתנה את מיטב ברכותינו, מי ייתן ונחגוג איתך יחד את יובלך השני, שאתה עדיין איתן תארי, וחזק תל אביב, וזריז כלאי, ואז כפיר, וחכם אשתו. ומסביבך יהיו בניך ובני בניך איתך, וכולם חכמים ויפים, והם גאוותך יהיו, ואתה תפארתם וסגולתם. ויותר משאתה אב וסב תרצה להיות להם, הם ירצו להיות לך לבנים ולנכדים ולנינים. לסיום אהרון, זכור, יובל השנים הקשות מאחוריך, עבדת קשה עד הלום ללא לאות. החל מהיום לקצור ולקטוף את הפירות ואכול אותם בהנאה ובתיאבון.
דודו עליך, דודו, מה העניין עם דודו? תן איזה קטע, נו.
טוב, זה אחד החברים מימי הנעורים והילדות, ממש ממש ממש.
3 שנים.
בקיצור, לפני ממש 3 שנים.
טוב, אנחנו בני אותו עיר, מביתר רומניה? הפועל. הפועל או ביתר? הפועל, בסדר. בשם אחר בשנות ה-50, נמצא פה שלמה לגרשון, היתר במילואים, בחופשות, מתקופת הרווקות באשקלון, לפני הצבא, אחרי הצבא, לפני הנישואים, עם האופנועים לקיסריה. יש לי פה קוריוז נחמד. ב-1959 אהרון קנה אופנוע. מישהו זימבר אותו אבל כמו שצריך. זה אחר כך אחרי תאונה, קראו לטייח הזה. ואהרון, אנחנו מחליטים לנסוע לקיסריה, לבקר את זאב הרעייתי, אז הייתה חברה שלי. ואהרון אומר, טוב, 4 תהיה אצלי. אנחנו נוסעים בית הלכה שלו, היה אז עצמאי.
הישג גדול.
אנחנו נוסעים אליו הביתה, מתקלח, באים להניע את האופנוע, אין אופנוע. הולכים למוישי אלסה, זה היה חשמלאי רכב. והוא מסדר לנו משהו, ועולים על האופנוע, ואני לקחתי פנס צבאי, כי לא היו אורות. באבנה אין אורות טוטל. ואנחנו מרביצים, מגיעים לפתח תקווה. בפתח תקווה שם המחסום של המשטרה, ואהרון נותן עם גז, אומר לו תעצור, אין לי רישיון נהיגה. עשית שמום, ואנחנו נכנסים דרך איזה פרדסים ומגיעים לראש העין. מראש העין הגענו באיזושהי דרך בסביבות 8-9 בערב לקיסריה, חבל שלנו את התמונות, למחרת בבוקר עשינו עובר. ואנחנו עושים הביתה,
שלום.
רגע, אז עבדנו כל הלילה. נסענו פה, צריכים קצת לבלות, ואהרון המשיך לחולון, הייתה שם איזו ידידה. אמרתי לך, חבשית, אבל לא של אלה של היום. חבשית. תימניה אבל מחבש. אלה שהגיעו היום זה חלקי חינוך.
חבשתי אותם בשבילי עליו.
מה שאומרים, לבן בשחור אצלך
תקשיב עד הסוף, זה
יפה מאוד של רווקות, ולידיה הצטרף אלינו, ועוד כל מיני חבר'ה, איך אומרים, משכנו אותה, כמו שצריך. אני רוצה לאחל לך בשם אלה שנמצאים פה, ואלו שמכל מיני סיבות לא באו או שמפוזרים בכל קצות הארץ עד 120. אני מאחל לכולנו שלא רק בהזדמנות של יום הולדת בין 50 ניפגש, אלא לעתים יותר תכופות. וזה הזמן לעשות חיים. לשחק טניס, לשתות בירות, עד 120.
דודו, אליך דודו, עד שמישהו אחר יבוא. תן איזה קטע.
שם את זה על הרמקולים, מוריד את הרמקולים, שם את זה, אני לא יודע מה הוא עושה.
זה אפשר לשים פה?
סגרת את זה?
סגור, סגור.
כן, סגור. נשיקה, נו, נשיקה. ראית איך ההורים שלך מתעסקים? לא ראית?
לא.
שמואל, היא לא ראתה את הנשיקה, היא רוצה לראות עוד פעם. היא לא ראתה את הנשיקה, היא רוצה לראות עוד פעם.
בסדר, הוא מסכים.
הופה, הופה, שמצרי.
את מי? את אותו אחד ממול? מה אתה צריך את זה?
למעלה, למעלה, למעלה! זהו! 50 פעם!
קבלו פילה.
מה?
קבלו פילה.
תשאירי משהו, תשאירי. Happy birthday to you. נו, איפה שירה?
רגע, אתם יודעים למה?
תשים פה על הדאור, על הדאור, על הדאור. דודו, תגביר את האור, קצת, אתה יכול להגביר את האור. נו, אז תגביר, אני צריך אור. עכשיו זה טוב.
מה העניינים?
איזה יופי.
בנו ידיים, אתה יודע, ידיים שלי.
תמיד את זה, תמיד את זה.
לא תפסיק לקלקל את זה. באמת שם
עם העוגה.
יש עוד שם.
אבל תעשה 50 לבד. לא כתוב 50. אמרה לשעון. זה 50 וזה מתחיל ה...
אתם באים הביתה?
זוזי, זוזי. זוזי.
זה רק ליופי.
דברה, תתני למישהו להתחבד ותמרחי לה על הפרצוף, נו נראה מה את מסוגלת. תסתכלי לפה, תסתכלי לפה.
פעם הבאה. יאללה, להתראות. היה נחמד.
שלום, שלום רוצה עוגה. יהודה, יהודה גם רוצה עוגה, יהודה, יהודה. יהודה! הסינור? איפה הסינור?
נראה בורות יש אחת.
ציפי וציפורה את ציפורים. הלו, שמואל. זה מה שמחכה לי עם אהרון פה רגע להתנשק?
הוא אמר, הוא כתבתם, החיים מתחילים מתחדשים. עכשיו תתחילי, תראי מה שאלה.
זה טעם אחר לנשיקות דבורה.
עשינו הרצה בים המלח.
ליד.
עכשיו מוחקים את הכל, מתחילים מחדש.
בים המלח.
תן נשיקה לדודו, ערן, תן נשיקה לדודו, תוציא את המוצץ. תן נשיקה לדודו.
ערן.
אותי חוטפת, למה את חוטפת? הוא רוצה אליי. הוא רוצה אליי. לא, הוא רוצה לחיה. עכשיו תסתכל, איפה רואי? איפה רואי? אבל אני לקחתי אותך לרעי ולקחתי אותך ליוני ואתה ככה בוכה לי? איך לאמא?
תעשי לו ראשי.
דקרומני. תפתורי את המוצאת. או, באמת.
איפה רן? איפה רן?
תקריב ליאללה,
תנו לו, הוא לא מבין מה שקורה. זה אוזניים.
מה שלך, מה אתה הולך רחוק? גיא ליערה, גיא. תראו איך הוא מצלם לו את האוזן.
איפה ערן? איפה ערן?
גיא.
לך לדודו, לך. הוא היה אצל דודו כל כך בסדר, למה לקחת אותו? מי אותו לדודו?
זה לא פייר.
יש לנו שרה בביתה.
לא לדודו.
אני חושבת שהבן שלך אוהב מנגליזם.
אני גיליתי מזמן.
בחיי, תראי איך ניתנה על אהרון וניתנה על דודו. תראי.
קח את התפול.
תסתכלי הצידה, זהו, ככה הצידה.
למה? איך נעים? תסתכלי אליי, תסתכלי. איפה?
די.
אני שפס את אבל זה לא.
לאהרון יש וידאו?
תרים אותה למעלה.
דודו ואת...
מאיה.
גיא, דודו ואת ערן.
גיא, דודו ואת ערן, תראה. תביאי אולי, אני אעשה קצת.
לא, תני לה.
וואלה, זה היה...
אוי, זה מסגרת. שהוא יהיה עוד כמה שנים.
יאללה.
אתה רואה איך אני זוכרת?
גיא, הצבת גיא. גיא, הצבת, תמקד על סבתא.
ואל תעשה את זה, דודו, יותר מדי.
גיא, על סבתא.
תזיז את ערן, דודו.
אהרון, יבוא.
תמקד על סבתא, תמקד.
אני תזיז את היד.
אני שבת
מספיק שלוש.
לפני עוד אחד, כמו שעשה אהרון.
אני
לא מהמספונת שבאנו.
אהרון,
איך אני יכול ללכת שם? דבר ראשון, איך שבאנו לארץ, הלכנו 20,000 פעם אצלם, הם לא באו פעם תרים לי טלפון, היום אני רוצה לבוא איתך, תרים לי טלפון, אני בא עם האוטו, לוקח אותך לבית. עכשיו אם אני מדבר עם
תמקד עליה.
בעצם על החופות שלכם.
בכוח אני לא רוצה. אני מתרחב, אני רוצה לדבר על זה.
לא, אתה יודע מאיפה ענה לי בטלפון?
אתה
עצבים זה לא יכול להיות.
זה אני יודע.
פעמיים, שלוש,
הוא עבר הרבה, ועכשיו יש לו...
למה אתה מסתיר אותך ואיתי?
אני לא אוהבת.
תצלם את אמא שלך שם למעלה. צלם אמא ואבא, אמא ואבא.
את זה.
תרים אותה.
את יודעת שאופן של חיה, אופן של חיה הקליטה את העולה. אתם צלחים, איפה הוא בעולה שלנו?
גיא!
יאללה, ננסקו.
יאללה.
תוציא את אהרון,
הוא אוהב לעשות שלום.
זה, תעשה את זה.
אני רוצה שתסריט את זה.
שלום. גיא לפה.
טוב.
גיא. שלם פה, גיא. גיא, פה.
זזנו.
גיא, פה.
צלם את האנשים שאומרים שלום.
ביי.
ערן שוב, להתראות.
שלום לכולם, בנות.
איזה ריח.
תשמרו עליכם, שלום מירי.
ביי. להתראות.
מה היוש?
ביי, להתראות.
מי שיוצא גיא.
שלום לכם, ברק ושמחות.
מה אני אומר?
אני כן.
מה רוצים שלכם?
אתה לא.
הגפית היום.
שלם את אלה שאומרים שלום, גיא. גיא. שלום, שמחות.
תבוא לבקר אותה.
שלום, שבוע טוב שיהיה לכם.
שברו רק אני ואני. בשמחה.
רק שנייה, לפני שאני הולך.
היה נעים, שיהיה בבית שלך.
תצלם אותנו אבל...
תשמרי עליי. לא נכון. אבא לא הולך. טוב להיפגש. לא נכון. טוב להיפגש. רק בשמחות. לא נכון.
אנחנו באנו אלייך, את יודעת?
מתי?
באנו איזה יום בכלל, נכנסנו למעלה, עלינו.
איפה?
אצלנו אני מסכימה
איפה? בבאר שבע היה, לא פה. מתי?
אמא. גיא. טוב.
זה מסריט?
גיא, תסתכל עליי.
איפה הוא? עובד.
גיא.
תראי. מה יש? מה שכחת? אתה רוצה ללכת הביתה? למה אתה רוצה ללכת הביתה?
גיא, תוציא את הקלטת ותתן אותה
זהו, מה תעשה אחר כך? תשתעמם.
ציפורה, תציע משהו שאת המקור נשאיר אצלנו.
great. You smell great.
Oh, you haven't even looked at me. You're smelling fried chicken.
It's been 5 days.
Dad's here.
That's nice.
He's in the backyard with Vic. Oh, come
Come on.
Dad!
Sam.
Dad, look who's here.
Hey, Warren.
Hey, Dad.
I almost visited you on the Enterprise today. I'm relieving the Northampton.
Northampton? Well, that's great news. Can't believe it. My old man, skipper of our screen flagship. Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I stopped by the California Shore office. These just came in.
Okay, lunch in half an hour, man.
Come on, Sprout. Let's clean you up for lunch.
I'll ride down the hill with you later.
My love, I hope this will somehow reach you. There's news. The BBC has asked my father to make a sort of Phileas Fogg broadcasting tour clear around this tortured planet of ours, touching the main military bases. When he told me about it, I only heard 2 words: Pearl Harbor. I know you were supposed to write to me first, but for all I know, your letter or cable will come next week, and I'll be gone. If so, I hope it is a love letter, not a dismissal, which is what I half fear and expect. You're so utterly devoted to your wife. The weather in London is unspeakable, and so is the war news. But for me, to be quite honest, the only news that counts, and it's glorious, is that suddenly there's a chance to see you again. Now, crossed fingers, here I come. Love, Pam.
From the Chief, Bureau of Navigation, Captain Victor Henry, Detached Commanding Officer of the USS California, BB-44. To relieve Commanding Officer of the USS Northampton, CA-26. I relieve you, sir.
I stand relieved, sir. Congratulations.
Commander Grigg, all ships' standing orders remain in force. Dismiss the crew from quarters.
Aye, aye, sir.
Crew, dismissed.
Hey, Gene. My father's ship. New command.
Right 5 degrees rudder, all ahead 2/3.
Right, 5 degrees rudder, aye, sir.
All ahead 2/3, aye, sir.
Sir, rudder's right, 5 degrees.
Engines answer ahead 2/3, sir.
Gentlemen, I want to bomb Japan. I want to strike them at once. Anyway, as soon as possible. I want to be able to tell Churchill when he arrives that such an airstrike is in the works. Mr. Secretary of War?
Mr. President, such a token raid at this stage will be very difficult.
And very costly, sir. Not a token raid. I said strike. I want to hurt the Japs, shake them up, give them something to think about beside running wild with victories in the South Pacific and East Asia. Disrupt that timetable of theirs.
Mr. President, with our present bombers, our closest air base in the Aleutians is out of range of Japan.
I've been studying the maps. How about striking them from North China or Siberia?
If these governments will agree, sure, Mr. President.
The logistics are formidable, sir.
And will take months?
But then we can hit them hard.
How How about a carrier strike?
When ordered, Mr. President.
At once?
Zero possibility of surprise, Mr. President. Against overwhelming odds. The Japs know our carrier strike range. 300 miles. Their land-based bomber patrols cover the sea approaches far beyond that.
And that sounds like a suicide mission. No, I want a surprise. A jolt to the Japs and a psychological lift to our people and our allies. But a victory. Those aviators must have a good fighting chance.
A way will be sought and found, Mr. President.
Fast.
Fast.
Splendid, General. Now, gentlemen, sit yourselves down.
So, gentlemen, the word from headquarters for War Patrol Number 1 is that a mess of big transports have already left the Jap home islands for the Philippines. Escorted by battleships, carriers, cruisers, and God knows what else for an invasion of Luzon. They'll probably hit the beaches at Lingayen Gulf and from there try to march to Manila. So it looks like Christmas on patrol for the Devilfish and most of the squadron. As you know, Guam and Wake look to be goners. Probably be operational Jap air bases within a week. So our line is cut, and we will be patrolling in waters totally controlled by the enemy. Our mission is to harass, and if we can, prevent the landing of the main Japanese expeditionary force. It goes without saying enemy destroyers will be as thick as fleas on a dog's back. Questions?
Yes, sir. Are we authorized to sink unarmed merchantmen and tankers?
Okay, Mr. Exec, here are our orders on that point. On December 8th, this force received the following fleet order from Commander-in-Chief, Pacific Fleet. Execute unrestricted, repeat, unrestricted warfare against Japan. The Devilfish will govern herself accordingly. Anything we sight, we sink, without warning. Gentlemen, the Japs attacked Pearl Harbor without warning in the middle of peace talks. We didn't throw away the rules of civilized warfare. They did. This isn't the war we trained for, but it's sure as hell the war we've got. Any further questions? Prepare all departments for War Patrol underway for Lingayen Gulf, 17 December. That's it. Byron.
Sir.
Congratulations on your transfer to Submarines Atlantic. I got the dispatch from headquarters just now. Signed by Admiral Hart. Sorry to lose you.
When can you detach me, sir?
Well, not till after this patrol. You're needed.
What's his problem? He disapproved my request, didn't he?
I changed his mind.
Thanks.
Yeah. But you're wrong to go, you know. Our war's out here.
Lady, my wife and kid may be caught in Europe.
I know, but even if they are, what can you do about it?
Well, for starters, I can be 10,000 miles closer. Just a little while longer, baby.
Are you enjoying the sun, Professor?
Well, what there is of it.
I altered my dress entirely. Would you like to try it on?
Oh, thank you,
Any news from the rumor department about our getting away, Mrs. Olevsky?
Just the usual. Nothing definite.
According to Avraham, we should have been in Palestine by now.
What are you working on, Professor?
This small, just a diary. Something to pass the time while we wait for us to sail.
Oh, I had hoped it was a new book.
It is a new book, Sarah. Aaron intends to coin this flight of ours into publishable copy on faith, war, the human predicament, and whatnot.
Well, you can make what jokes you like, Natalie. When a Jew's journey comes up as the head of the Book of the Month selection, well, then something will have been gained by all this discombobulation.
Just keep an eye out for Lewis, Aaron, while I go with Sarah.
Yes, of course.
Perfect, Sarah.
I really do love it.
I bought it in Paris, spring 1938. Seems like ages ago.
I'll have to pay you for it.
Whatever you think it's worth.
Yes?
Abraham.
Mrs. Henry, I was looking for your uncle.
Well, he's up on deck.
New dress.
Oh, it's Sarah's. I'm buying it from her. We'll talk later, Natalie. I should be going.
She needs money for her family. And I started to loathe that everlasting prom wool dress of mine, and I mean truly loathe it.
Good choice. You look very pretty in it.
Thank you. Well, what did you want Aaron for?
In Rome, Mrs. Henry, did Dr. Jastrow know anybody at the German embassy?
German embassy? I don't know. Why?
Werner Beck. Why, yes, I did know of Werner Beck years ago. What about him?
I have a message that is coming from Rome and is bringing with him your manuscript, the Arch of Constantine.
How could that be? I left the manuscript in my hotel room when we fled. I never hoped.
Who is he, Aaron?
If he's the same Werner Beck, he was a student in my last graduate seminar at Yale. One of the good German students, a demon for work. I've not seen or heard from him since. But what is he doing with my manuscript? And how has he managed to track us here? It all seems rather ominous, doesn't it?
I don't know, but when he arrives, if we deny you're here, the Ovra will come on board to search. They do anything the Gestapo wants.
When is he due here?
Very soon now.
Then you do remember me, Professor Jastrow?
Well, of course, Werner Beck. Yes, you put on a bit of weight, that's all.
Yes, far too much. Well, here's the Arch of Constantine.
I can hardly believe it. Natalie, do you see? It seems to be all here. Oh, Werner, I can't thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But how on earth did you happen to come by it?
I found it in your hotel room at the Excelsior.
How did you know we were there? And how did you find out that we'd come here?
Please, Mrs. Henry, the Gestapo, of course, has a list of all foreign nationals staying at Rome hotels, and the Ovra reported to the Gestapo that you had boarded this vessel.
Then you're in the Gestapo.
No, Mrs. Henry, I'm a foreign ministry officer. Please, allay your fears. Yeah, I took the liberty of reading the work. Compared with a Jew's Jesus, it is a great advance. It is your finest achievement.
How kind of you to say so, Werner. As for you, your English has improved considerably. Remember the trouble we had at your orals?
Indeed, I do. You saved my career.
Oh, hardly so.
Your child is not well, Mrs. Henry?
He's catching a cold.
Oh, that is too bad. I was hoping that you and the professor would have lunch with me at the Grand Hotel. They say it has the finest dining room in Naples.
Leave the ship? Surely you're not serious, Dr. Beck.
Why not, Mrs. Henry? I thought you might enjoy some good food and wine. In a few days' time, you and your uncle will be starting on a long, rigorous journey.
A few days? That's more than I know, and I've just come from the harbor master.
Oh, that's no information. No, I have police passes for you both, and it really is quite safe for you to come ashore with me. There is much to discuss.
Werner, what were you doing in my hotel room?
Professor, when Mussolini declared war, I thought I'd better offer you my help. Now, suppose I withdraw so that you can talk it over. I hope to see you at lunch.
You're not seriously thinking of going, are you, Aaron? I'm certainly not.
What do you think, Rabinovitz?
I don't know.
Well, I've always been a clumsy old dunderhead, so I may as well follow my nature. I think I shall go and take lunch with Werner Beck.
By all means, Aaron, enjoy your lunch. Maybe some of his Gestapo pals will join you and make things jollier.
Find out all you can about our departure.
Yes, of course I shall. Natalie, if I don't come back, at least you'll be rid of one of your millstones, won't you?
Sorry, you couldn't join us. It was a marvelous lunch, Mrs. Henry. Professor, I'll be hearing from you soon. I hope the little baby is feeling better, Mrs. Henry. Auf Wiedersehen.
Well, my dear, I'm back, you see, like a bad penny.
Thank God for that.
We must speak to Rabinovitz.
Sure you don't want a nap first?
No, I'm not feeling sleepy.
So, was it an interesting lunch, Professor?
Rather interesting, yes it was. To begin with, your Turkish captain betrayed you. He reported our presence here abroad last week. The harbor master decided to notify the Ovra in Rome about the examination of the American fugitives before letting you go, hence the machination.
What about leaving?
Still a few more days, he says. And he gave me this. Those are the Italian police regulations for the American internees to be sent to Siena to await exchange there. As it happens, my home is in Siena. My staff is still living there.
So, you've made up your mind. You're getting off and going to Siena.
I told Werner it's entirely up to Natalie. If she wants to sail with you, I'll sail too. If she prefers to go back to Siena, I'll go back there with her.
I see. Very nice. And what did Dr. Beck say to that?
No, Werner said that as a mother, he was sure that Natalie would decide wisely. But he did ask me to point out to you, Natalie, that for us the risks of this voyage are pointless and intolerable. This ship is not even seaworthy. The refugees will be entering Palestine illegally. The Syrian mountains are full of bandits and hostile Arabs. Why take such chances when we are perfectly bona fide Americans with our papers all in order?
He's trying to keep you here. Why?
No. I think he's just hoping to help his old teacher.
God in heaven, Aaron, will you ever show a trace of common sense? The man's a high-placed Nazi. What makes you willing to accept a word he says?
He's not a Nazi. He's a professional diplomat. He regards the party as a pack of gross, ill-educated opportunists. Their anti-Jewish policy appalls him. However, all that is neither here nor there. I stand by what I said before. Whatever you decide to do, of course, I will support you to the fullest.
Come in. We'll talk later. I have to fuel and provision the ship.
What is it?
The harbor master has cleared us to leave. You'll have to decide, Mrs. Henry. Come with us, Natalie. You'll be safe and free, you and your baby.
The road from the battlefields of the Ukraine, where the hordes of Soviet prisoners of war swept up in the German November drive on Moscow, is a long and bitter one. On this forced march of more than 100 miles, with the barest of starvation rations, death from exposure and brutal treatment has already taken a heavy toll. But for Beryl Jastrow, Aaron Jastro's cousin and fellow yeshiva scholar, this is an old and familiar road. Part of a labor draft culled from the sturdiest of the Russian prisoners. They are bound for a place near the village of Jastrow's youth, Auschwitz, a place that takes its name from this village. But now, since the occupation, a place called Auschwitz.
Warte mal ein bisschen, bis der gleich da. Los, bleib du! Los, daher bleiben! Holen Sie mich aus hier! Vorwärts! Los, du Hund, verdammt nochmal! Beine! Los, schneller! Weitergehen! Kann nicht alle Wahl durch Beine! Weitermachen hier! Los, mal vorwärts! Gib Wert! Schildkor, Schildkor! Los, weiter, nicht reden hier! Weiter! Und frei! Machen Sie schon!
How many were there at the start of the march?
More than 10,000. And perhaps you would like to tell me how I'm to build barracks for 100,000 prisoners with what's left. They are nothing but walking corpses.
There are good specimens, too.
Yes. 1 out of 10. Maybe 1 out of 20. Besides, I have to use up 900 straight off.
SS Major Rudolf Franz Ferdinand Hess, Commandant, KL Auschwitz. SS Lieutenant General Heinz Kammler. A doctor of engineering, Kammler is in charge of the all-powerful SS Works Division. Primary responsibility, all concentration camp construction in the Reich. Highest priority, expansion of the Auschwitz interest area into an industrial and slave labor complex of unprecedented magnitude.
Gruppenführer, may I speak my mind?
By all means.
For 18 months now, I've put my heart and soul into building this new camp. The point is, what does Reichsführer Himmler really want of me? Maximum production of war material or maximum elimination of the nation's enemies. I'm a soldier, Gruppenführer. I will do either job, but I cannot do both at the same time.
But why do you suppose you were chosen, Hess? The Reichsführer knows you are a man who can accomplish the impossible. And he will see to it that you are richly rewarded. Of that I assure you. Thank you. What will you be using for the special test? Cyclone B. An ordinary insecticide.
So simple. Standard camp issue for fumigation. Cyanide base.
Of course, you're aware we will have to process hundreds of thousands. Eventually millions. It's the Führer's will. Will the new material work on such numbers?
I believe it will. We have already tested it on smaller numbers. Besides, what is the alternative? The carbon monoxide they used to Treblinka was preposterous. I could have told them that. Messy, wasteful of fuel. And shooting on such a scale, the psychological effect on the execution squads would be unendurable. Besides, the Reich has better uses for the ammunition.
So, you will be testing on 900 POWs. And on the camp records, what?
900 political commissaries.
When?
Christmas Day, Chris. You won't be ready any sooner. Anyway, what do godless Bolsheviks care for Christmas?
Outside.
Well, I put on long johns in Chicago.
Long johns? Shades President McKinley. So how was the trip?
Fine, it was wonderful.
Now, what is this awful hush-hush thing you're working on? Oh, good Lord, Palmer, you're getting as bad as Pug. Can't you tell me anything?
I can tell you only that if we get it first, we win the war. And if Hitler gets it first, he wins the world.
Well, good heavens, who's going to get it first?
As of now, Hitler, hands down. Kid, look at this, Rhoda. Christmas. Got the country half paralyzed. I'm beginning to wonder if anyone remembers there's a war on.
Palmer, dear. I'm afraid I have some bad news, darling. Madeline's here.
Madeline? Since when?
She dropped in on me from New York this afternoon.
How long is she staying?
Just for the holidays.
Oh.
Glenda, tie me.
Hi, Mom.
Fix us a drink.
Okay. Well, Madeline, how nice to see you again.
Simon, this is Dr. Palmer Kirby. He's a good friend of Dad's. Lieutenant Anderson.
Hey, Lieutenant, just back from the sea?
No, sir. I'm at Buord Proving Grounds.
Ah.
New weapons section.
Oh, working on anything exciting?
Not that I can talk about.
Simon, you were just scaring me now about radioactive bombs blowing up the world.
Pure theory, I said, Mad. Not for this war. 100 years off.
Well, we'll see you later, Mom. Come on, Simon. Feed me.
Well, aren't you two going to eat here? There's plenty.
We're going to grab a bite before the movies.
Oh, well, have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye. It's very cold out there.
Good night.
Night.
Black, right?
Yes, that's right. Oh, Rhoda, you certainly know how to spoil a man.
Why, thank you, Palmer. Palmer, I have something to tell you. I wrote Pug about a month ago and asked for a divorce. Now, darling, listen, you're free as air. Just remember that. I'm not sure I ever want to get married again. I'm in such a terrible turmoil. You see, when he got to California, I thought he might ask me to come and set up house in Honolulu. I simply couldn't face leaving you, so I did it, and now it's done.
What reason did you give him, Rhoda?
I simply told him we'd been seeing each other, and I'd fallen so hopelessly in love it was wrong not to tell him.
Has he answered you yet?
Yes. A lovely, heartbreaking letter.
Let me see it.
Are you sure that's what you want?
Please, I want to see it, Rhoda.
What's the matter, dear?
Nothing. I still have a report to write tonight.
It is awkward, isn't it? I mean, Madeline being here and all. Palmer. Palmer, Palmer, take me to your apartment.
Is that what you really want?
Oh, what do you think, you fool? Don't you? Dearest Pug, I cried when I read your offer to forget my letter and go on as before. It's almost too generous to accept, and we both ought to take time to think about it. That you would be willing to forgive me is almost inconceivable to anyone who doesn't know you as I do. Believe me, I have never respected and loved you more or been more proud than when I read your letter. Oh, my dear. Our whole world seems to be coming apart. You're a rock. I'm not. Please try to forgive me, and maybe we can still pick up the pieces. But for now, life has to be clear and simple for you. Beat the Japs. Beat Hitler. All my love always. Ro.
Pamela, can't you ever get anything right? I never said that. Oh, perhaps I did. Oh. This is going to be worse than Ceylon. We're going down into a bloody inferno.
Looks like a peaceful little inferno to me. Where are the vast fortress walls, the masses of cannon, the swarms of Spitfires and Hurricanes?
That doesn't show naturally. Believe me, this little green scorpion of an island down there packs a hell of a sting.
Prepare to land. Please prepare for landing at Singapore.
Oh, I look as if I've been digging a ditch.
So Philip Rule is meeting us.
Oh, swine cabled me in Ceylon.
Damn able correspondent, Philip.
Talkie, I finished with him long ago.
Qantas Flight 23, arriving at gate number 5.
Hello, Tudsbury. Philip, just in time.
How are you, Tudsbury? Welcome to the bastion of the Empire.
I'm overwhelmed.
Well, don't be. They grow by the roadside.
Mr. Alistair Tudsbury.
Yes?
Air Chief Marshal Brooke Popham invites you for a tour of the island's defenses before your broadcast.
Oh, I accept.
My car will be waiting for you, sir. Outside customs.
You do rave with the high brass talking. Imagine a mere journalist being offered such a tour. Eh?
What on earth happened to your hand, Philip?
Why, I went on manoeuvres with the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. Got bitten by a centipede. It was a nasty brute, about a foot long. Didn't know whether to kiss it or kill it.
Still playing your Hemingway act, eh?
Nasty, nasty, Tudsbury. Come on. I'll whisk you through formalities, and then I'll book you both into Raffles.
What are you sending to the Express these days? My sources have it, our lads are smashing the Japs on all sides.
Now, that's the official line, Talkie. But the rumours filtering down the peninsula aren't quite so rosy. The Tudsbury.
Looks peaceful.
This is the residential section. We are east of Suez.
Where are the British, Phil?
Oh, you'll meet them tonight at the Tanglin Club. Governor's reception for whites only.
Governor's reception?
For the celebrated Alistair Tudsbury. You get a chance to meet all the calcified pucker Saabs who are responsible for sweating and oppressing 500 million Asiatics in the name of God and the British Empire. So, Tudsy, tell me about this U.S. naval captain, Victor Henry.
Who's that?
Oh, come. People talk, especially in the Moscow press corps. You and this Yank lovers?
None of your bloody business. And as long as we're on the subject, how's the little wife?
God knows. Last I heard, she was working in a factory outside Moscow making tank turrets out of borscht or some bloody thing.
The idea of you married, and to a Russian ballerina. Well, I must say, you always were full of surprises.
Tell you the truth, it was the only way into her knickers. Beautiful girl, Tudsbury, but prim as an Anglican bishop's wife.
A Yank, Tootsie. And, I hear, over 50. You must tell me, what's the appeal?
Among other qualities, Phil, he's as little like you as anyone could possibly imagine. He's decent to the bone.
Ah, the charm of novelty.
This war will be won, though it may well entail further grisly sacrifices for mankind. But after what I have seen today, thanks to the generous cooperation of Air Chief Marshal Brooke Popham, this is what I'm going to say tonight when I broadcast to England, the Empire, and the world. Fortress Singapore is ready. Fortress Singapore doesn't expect a tea party, but it is well prepared for its uninvited guest. Let the rest of the world be assured the Japanese will not enjoy, if they ever get near enough to taste it, the bitter brew that awaits them at Fortress Singapore.
Longer till Langayan. I'm taking her down, lady. Pull the plug as soon as we're below. Aye, sir.
Clear the bridge! Clear the bridge! Let's get dive! Let's move it! Dive! Let's get forward! Watch from the side! Watch it! Get forward!
Board. Lead air. Secure air.
Green board, pressure in the boat.
Very well. Make it up 125 feet. Let me know when you got a trim, Foo.
125.
125 aye. I'll relieve you, Bernie.
Stand relief, sir.
I want you to go forward and check the new torpedo exploders.
Aye.
Blow negative to the mark.
Bridge service secured, sir.
Very well. Give me a 9-degree down, Bob.
Line it up.
Hey, guys.
Hello, sir.
How we doing, Hanson?
Ready to load all 6 bow tubes with warheads, Mr. Henry. All fish routine. Exploders are ready for insertion.
Well, let's get at it.
Booster well, insert the booster.
What? Tracking party to the conning tower, Mr. Henry.
What's going on?
Captain wants you to take the dive so that Mr. Turkel can command the TDC. We're in silent running.
We have a contact?
You damn right. hear screw noises all over this ocean. We're inside Lingayen.
Lady, when will this break?
We picked up these clowns on sonar at about 9,000 yards. All of a sudden, we must have come out from underneath the thermal layer. I want you to take the dive. I'm going to go back up to the conning tower.
Very well, I relieve you, sir.
And I stand relieved. We're at 125, running silent, all ahead 1/3. And for once, Foof left you with a good trim.
Sure sounds like a mess of them.
Yeah, like the whole damn Jap landing force.
Now, Brownie, listen carefully. I'm going to raise #1 periscope all the way. I want you to come to exactly 66 feet and level off. And then another foot and level off. Just the way we did on that last practice run on the Litchfield. Nice and easy. You know.
Aye, sir. Make it up 6 feet. Zero bubble. Six feet, sir.
Very well. Up scope.
Make it up 5 feet. Six 5 feet, sir.
Very well. That's it. Hold it. Wow. Unbelievable. Mark.
045.
Leading AP, Mark.
046 1/2.
Second AP, Mark.
044.
Third AP, Mark. Downscope.
042 1/2.
Target angle on the bow, 40 starboard, range about 10,000 yards. TDC will track the first transport. Give me the normal approach course, all ahead standard. This is the captain. We've got 3 big transports in column, screened by 3 destroyers off our starboard bow.
The rising sun is flapping plain as day on all of them.
This is it. Flood the bow tubes.
All tubes flooded, sir.
Very well.
They're still beyond torpedo range, Captain.
They are now, but they're zigzagging. When they zig back, they will be in range. All ahead, 1/3.
Answering all ahead, 1/3. Up scope.
Okay. Here they come. They're zigging back. Get ready to shoot.
Still in outside range, Captain.
I'll use slow settings then. I'm gonna shoot. Open out the doors. Lead transport bearing. Mark
350.
range. Mark
4,500.
down scope. Angle on the bow, 70 starboard. Now all hands. I intend to shoot 4 bow tubes at those 3 big overlapping transports. Set depth 30 feet, all tubes.
Acknowledged, sir.
Very well. Up scope. Target bearing. Mark.
352.
Range. Mark.
3,500.
Down scope. Angle on the bow, 90 starboard.
Solution light. Shoot any time, Captain.
Fire 1.
B1, firing electrically. #1 fired electrically, sir.
Fire 2.
#2 fired electrically, sir.
Fire 3.
#3 fired electrically, sir.
Fire 4.
#4 fired electrically, sir.
All fish running toward target, sir.
Very well. Up, Scope.
All wakes running hot, straight, normal. Beautiful.
Down, Scope.
19 seconds to impact, Captain. $15, 14.
No, it has to be.
Up, Scope!
Scope's been up 14 seconds.
Down, Scope! 4 misses. Lady, 4. At least 2 wakes had to go right under the lead transport. They've spotted the wakes. That near destroyer's coming right at us with a hell of a bone in its teeth. All ahead full.
Answering, all ahead full, sir.
Brandy, emergency. Give me 250 feet.
What's he talking about, Mr. Henry? Lingaya's no deeper than 170. We're gonna hit bottom like a ton of bricks.
All hands. Rig for depth charge on the double.
On that dive order, Captain, I think you mean 150 feet. That's about down to the mud here.
Oh, right. Thanks, lady. Byron, make that 150 feet.
150 aye, sir. Passing 100 feet. Make it up 150 feet. Blow negative to 4,000. $150, sir.
Well, what course, Captain?
Course? Oh, yeah. Phew, give it a fade, eh? Left full rudder. Come to, make it, 270.
Left to 270, sir.
Depth charge on me.
They've got our jets cranked in. We're getting creamed. Let's take her up to 55 feet and give them a knuckle.
Brandy! Take her up to 55 feet, sparkling! 5 feet high, sir. Give me a 10 up, Whitey, no more. 4 degree down till we pass 60 feet. Seas, 800 pounds. Leveled off at 5 feet, sir.
Very well. Everything okay down there?
Seems to be, sir.
Now all hands. We seem to give them the slip for now. Congratulations on bringing the devilfish through her first enemy attack. Make depth 65 feet. Lady, Foo, let's look at the chart. Lady, what do you think?
Well, I'd say he's heading for the beach.
You know, why is that?
Because he probably knows that we're still trying for the landing area.
Well, if you're right, that's just great. Because we're heading for the entrance.
The entrance?
Of course. The whole landing area will be on full submarine alert now, lady. We can't accomplish anything here. But up at the entrance, we might find some fat pickings. All right. Foof, you relieve Briney. Lady, you and Briney, take a look around the boat. Let me have a full damage report as quickly as possible. Lady?
Aye, sure.
No. You tell me why he's not going after those transports.
Briney, Hobart knows what he's doing.
He does.
Yes. You heard him say that our torpedo attack put the landing force on full sub alert.
Lady, the landing force has to be on full sub alert anyway. You know that. We're still little with 20 fish, and he's running. What the hell are we out here for?
He's zigging again. Range 6,500.
Steve, ready to relieve. He's back with us. We're at 80 feet and 1/3 speed. Very well. I'll relieve you, sir. I stand relieved.
Sonar's got him at 6,000 yards. He's already completed 2 tight squares. It looks like he's about to take a wider sweep.
What do you think, Chief?
Well, it's a pretty dark ocean up there, but if he carries out the right search pattern, he could pick us up again. Range 5,000 in closing.
Lady, let's take a look. Steve, keep feeding plot. We're going below.
Aye, sir.
He's right there, sir, and he's making another turn.
Well, maybe we should change course, Captain. Come right.
Negative. We're continuing towards the entrance, where the pickings are. Hold course, speed, and depth. He may not pick up an echo at all. The Litchfield didn't, passing us at 3,000 when we were at the bottom.
Well, why don't we at least pop the scope up? Maybe the weather's lousy topside, and we could surface and run the hell out of here with our diesels at 21 knots.
The batteries are pretty low, Captain. How much juice left for underwater invasion?
Damn it, lady, what if the weather isn't lousy up there? We're up moon from him. Even our attack periscope might show up in his binoculars.
He's turning towards us, sir.
Well, maybe he picked up a school of fish. Something.
Range 4,000. Speed 30 knots. Range 3,500. Collision course, Captain.
Rig for depth charge. Rig for silent running. Emergency, give me 100 feet.
Make it up 100 feet.
All ahead full. Flood negative. Retract the sonar heads. I'm going to the bottom.
You're bottoming, Captain.
That's the way I shook off the Litchfield, remember? His sonar couldn't screen out the bottom return. We're in extremis. It's our best chance. Give me a thermometer reading. Have all hands prepare the bottom. Break! Full rudder!
good the Jap sonar is.
All right, level off.
All stop.
Answering, all stop.
On the bottom, sir, at 97 feet.
Very well. Shut down everything but topside sonar.
Topside sonar reports is dead overhead, Captain. It's too close for a good bearing now.
My God, it's working.
He's gone by us, sir.
How are we on air?
40 hours, Captain.
Okay. We'll just lie here until he fades off.
He's coming back, Mr. Henry. He's coming back, sir.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about down there. Bottom return blanks out his sonar. We know that now.
One bearing 300, the other bearing 120. Speed 20 knots. Mr. Astor, 2 more destroyers.
Periscope depth, Ronnie, but be ready to flood negative and get me down fast.
655, sir, make it up 65 feet. Flow negative to the mark, 10 up bubble. Leveling off at 6.5 feet, sir.
Let's go. Hot damn! It's raining, it's pouring. We're right in the middle of a damn squall. Black as a cow's inside. Prepare to surface 4 main engines.
Prepare to surface. 4 main engines.
Tell maneuvering room to stand by to make 21 knots.
Ready to surface, sir.
Surface, surface, surface!
Blow up, buoyancy, blow all main bells.
Righty, come up here a minute.
What happened?
He got knocked off his feet in the darkness. I just wanted you to see why I was giving orders.
Is he all right?
Doc, come here, have a look at him.
All right, sir.
What do you think?
Anyone else get help?
Okay, guys, listen up. Sonar reports that the destroyers are rapidly opening the range, and it looks like we've shaken them off. Now, I'm sure you already know that during the last barrage, the captain was badly hurt. Doc Halston says he's got a concussion, that it seems serious. Well, what it means is that the Devilfish is going to have to return to base. I know, I'm sure you guys feel as badly about this as I do, but the captain just isn't up to conducting attacks, and he can't delegate command.
Well, how do we get out, lady? And when?
On the surface, Foof, straight down the middle at 21 knots in approximately 40 minutes.
On the surface?
Yeah. I know, Billy. It's a tough one. Destroyers and sub-chasers are going to be as thick as whores on Market Street. You see, on the other hand, we've got 0 visibility topside. The entrance is 12 miles wide, and at flank speed, we can run through and get away in 15 minutes. Any comments?
That's the way to go.
All right, then that's that. I secured for a while to allow the crew to get a sandwich and hit the head.
You mean there's a sailor on this boat who hasn't already pissed in his pants?
All right, back to battlefield.
Yeah.
We're passing through the entrance right now, lady.
Sonar reports screw noises and echo ranging all around us, Mr. Astor.
It's all patrol maneuvers. No collision courses. No sign they picked us up.
Just goes to show you, ignorance is bliss. Here we are absolutely ringed by the yellow bastards, and it's like a pleasure cruise. Let's just hope we don't ram one.
What's up?
Oh, Brian. Close the curtain. So how do you like submarine duty so far? Listen to me carefully. There's nothing wrong with the captain except that he's absolutely scared out of his mind.
What? No concussion?
No. He confessed to Doc Halston, and the doc told me.
I can't believe it.
He just can't hack it, Briney. The doc had to put him asleep with a sedative.
Does anyone else know?
No. And I'm going to back his story. And the truth will come out soon enough. Meantime, we're returning to the barn with our tail between our legs, and that's poison for the crew. So if we make a contact on the way back, I'm going to ask the captain's permission to shoot.
Yeah, damn right.
Foof will be my kibitzer. You'll man the TDC.
Me? Lady, I've never run the TDC on patrol.
Well, so what? You did a damn good job in the attack trainer. Anyway, there's nobody else.
Field rule.
Phil, my God!
Ma'am, this is Major Denton Sharp.
How'd you do, Miss Dunsbury?
Come in.
You have any brandy?
Major Sharp?
Yes, please.
Bless me, Phil. You're drowned.
Major Denton Sharp, Alistair Tusbury.
My dear fellow.
Penang has fallen. We've just come from there.
That far south.
All Malaysia's falling. It's a rout. I heard some of your broadcasts up country. Criminal lies, Tudsy. How the hell can you still suck up to these incompetent, mendacious bastards who botched this job and lost the empire? Not that it was worth saving.
I told the truth, Phil. Such as I could find out.
Your truth is Rule Britannia drivel. You might as well let Government House make your dispatches.
Phil, please.
I say, jolly good brandy.
Oh.
Don't mind Phil, he's got the wind up. He's never been through a retreat like this. But Malaya isn't gone. We can still defeat these little bastards.
Well, I don't agree with you there, Denton, but listen to him. At least he'll give you something real to report.
Do you have a map of Malaya about, Tudsbury?
Yes, of course.
That hand looks awful.
Yeah, I had some imbecile army medico lance it at Jitra. Hope I don't lose it. Could have a touch of blood poisoning. I'm shaking all over.
You always were a real hypochondriac.
You've always looked naughty in a nightie.
Then I shall put on my dressing gown.
But despite the poor performance of our Asiatic troops, we've still got the edge, Tudsbury.
If the top brass ever awakens from its funk. If.
The trick is to use delaying tactics, to force the Nip into using up his ammunition and supplies. Meanwhile, our main forces fall back to two very strong lines. One here in Johor, and the other here, along the north shore of Singapore Island itself. Now, there's still time to build those defenses, what with a labor pool of nearly 2 million Chinese and Malayans.
What are you talking about? The North Shore is impregnable. I've seen the defenses myself.
Well, you're wrong. There's nothing on the north shore of this island but marsh. They probably showed you the walls of the naval base.
Are you telling me that the BBC has been lied to by the highest officials of this city?
Oh, my dear fellow, one uses you. Why do you suppose I'm here? I don't feel badly. Churchill himself has been lied to. There's not one man to tell him that Fortress Singapore never did exist. The empire is teetering in the balance, Tudsbury. That's not journalism. That's military fact. We can win here, but we must get cracking.
Very well. If what you say is true, I've led myself to this government's suicidal sham. I shall broadcast your story.
Really? Smashing.
They won't let you broadcast out of Singapore, Talkie. The governor and Book Topham will put you behind bars before that happens.
Very well, I shall go to Australia. I'll leave in the morning.
Yes, that might work.
You'd better stay here, dear, and keep an eye on things.
Well, Philip, I thank you, and take care of that hand. I shall be listening for your broadcast up country. Don't bother to see me out.
Well, you'll be in Australia then for Christmas. And I'll be here.
I know. But what's to be done? The war. This story must go on the air.
But what if the Japanese show up before you get back?
Nonsense. You think I'd abandon you? The little beggars are still 300 miles up country.
Oh, well, good. I mean, given the choice, I'd rather not be raped by platoons of slavering Orientals.
Well, now that's settled. You won't mind if I stretch out here on the couch? I've got to get to a doctor with this hand in the morning.
You could have Pam's bed. We shall be up all the night writing this story. Draw him a hot bath, dear, and then let's get to work.
Follow me.
Oh, yes, Tudsy. I can see us being very, very cozy in here until the old gas bag gets back.
Not bloody likely.
All right then, Tudsbury. Now let's talk about them. Well, what finally finished us off in Paris, I mean, it all got very blurry. Was it the waitresses? Low taste, I admit, but an amiable weakness.
Not the waitresses, Phil.
No?
Not even the whores. The Yale boy.
Oh, yes. Young Antinous. Schoolboy lapse. Nothing to get upset about.
You're hopeless.
I do my best, love. But you do realize you will be alone here if those slavering whores do make a sudden breakthrough. Now, if you're feeling lonely on Christmas Eve, I'll be staying with some friends of mine in McMahon's. They'll be having a do.
On that, I may take you up. Don't think I could stand to be in Singapore alone on Christmas Eve. Supposing Sharp is right, when do you think the Japanese will get through?
What the devil, Pamela? Come get at the typewriter. Let's go.
Haushaus bitte. Danke.
Field Marshal Walter von Brauchitsch, Commander-in-Chief of the German Army.
I have already offered twice to resign. What can he do to me?
Colonel General Franz Halder, Chief of the General Staff.
You must not resign.
I'm sick. Yes, the most colossal mistake yet was to declare war on America. Why? Why?
Perhaps his treaty with the Japanese?
But the Japanese attacked the United States, so there was no treaty obligation.
He is an adventurer. He acts on impulse.
Conspiracies to depose or assassinate Hitler have existed in the army for years, hence the unprecedented security. The Führer's headquarters is built in 3 concentric rings, each protected by minefields, pillboxes, and electrified fences. The entire SS complement at this advanced headquarters has been selected with one single quality in mind: their fanatical loyalty to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party.
only he will listen. Going on the defensive in the Soviet Union is the main thing. Then, in the spring, with a smashing new offensive, we may be able to win some kind of peace.
Meine Herren, Ihre Sonderausweise bitte.
Even the highest generals must display a special pass at this highly guarded complex.
Danke.
Good for one visit, and pass the personal inspection
Danke.
of Himmler's own chief of security and commander of the Hitler elite SS Guard.
Who is responsible for this driveling nonsense?
As ordered, mein Führer. The Eastern Front strategy to knock England out of the war.
What has England to do with this filthy rubbish? General withdrawal in the east rear positions. The front straightened and shortened. New front line chosen with an eye to easy quartering and simplified supply problems. Ah, yes. You gentlemen of the officer corps with your fonts before your names. Who never dirtied your polished boots in a trench? The kind of trench I served in for 4 years. Always looking for an easy war, for simple war, while you snicker behind my back at the Bohemian corporal who knows, from bitter experience, from lying gassed in a field hospital, that war is hard. A soft, cowardly wretches beneath contempt.
I repeat my request to be permitted to resign.
Yes, now! Now that you have ruined my Eastern campaign, I designed it with crystal clarity. It was bound to lead to victory if you had done as you were told and driven for the Caucasus oil. But no, you knew better. You and your generals had to march on Moscow. You wanted your prestige successes. Fool! Weak! Nincompoop! There will be no withdrawal on the Eastern Front. Not 1 inch. Every German soldier will hold or die where he stands. My Wehrmacht will not turn its back on the Russians and fall to pieces like Napoleon's Grand Army.
I beg you, let me resign.
Resign! You are dismissed, Herr von Brauchitsch! From your post, from my armed forces, from all further service to the fatherland that you tried to betray with this treasonous filth! Will remain. This little affair of operational command is something anyone can do. The task of the commander-in-chief is to educate the army in National Socialism. I know of no general who can do it as I want it done. Therefore, I shall take over command of the army myself.
Yes, mein Führer.
I shall require a chief of staff, of course. If you wish to resign, I will permit it. If you want to remain at your post, you may. For now, that is all.
A corporal relieving a field marshal. The time may be coming to relieve the corporal. Never say it, never think it. The time has passed. He is the fate of Germany, and fate cannot be stayed. I shall resign too. No. You are professional. He will listen to you. I'm the scapegoat for his Russian folly, and that so be it. For the sake of the fatherland, stay at his side. Try to curb the mistakes, the excesses. Hope for a turn in the tide. God in heaven, the horrors that are being committed. We all have blood on our hands. Yeah. The Jews. It has only begun.
The British Empire staggers under worldwide disaster. The Japanese continue to advance down the Malayan Peninsula toward Singapore and land at Hong Kong. The Repulse and the Prince of Wales, the pride of the Royal Navy, are sunk off the Malayan coast. 2 more British battleships go down in the Mediterranean. 4 million tons of shipping sunk in 1941 by German U-boats and Japanese submarines. Sagging beneath this weight of catastrophe, Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, sails for the United States for urgent meetings with President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
What about my grand strategy memorandum for the President?
25 single-spaced pages, Prime Minister. Much to digest. But I have digested it. Germany first.
Correct. Japan's thrust into Southeast Asia may well spell, for us, a disaster. But America's entry into the war can make amends for all. I shall press my views on President Roosevelt with all my force. All my force. Germany first. Despite the Pearl Harbor debacle, Germany first.
Winston, we have always talked softly and diplomatically with the Americans.
Yeah. We talked like that while we were wooing her. Now that she's in the harem, we talk to her quite differently.
Gentlemen, we shall be lighting the White House Christmas tree shortly. You're all invited to the ceremony. Immediately thereafter, to eggnog.
Thank you, sir.
That's very nice, Mr. President. Productive meeting, Winston.
Mr. President, we've discussed many great issues, but not the greatest, not yet. Mr. President, is it still to be Germany first?
Here's the view of my Joint Chiefs on that. It's quite short. At American-British staff talks in February, it was agreed that Germany was the predominant member of the Axis and Europe the decisive theater. Much has happened since then. Notwithstanding Japan's entry into the war, our view remains that Germany is still the prime enemy and her defeat is the key to victory.
Thank God.
Once Germany is defeated, the collapse of Italy and the defeat of Japan will follow.
Franklin, we shall have that evil man.
I believe we shall, Winston. Come, you'll throw the switch and light the tree. And perhaps you'll say a word or two.
That would be a great honor.
All set with your speech for Congress?
I'm somewhat nervous.
Not you. How will you start?
Well, I shall say, I cannot help reflecting that if my father had been American and my mother English instead of the other way around, I might have got here on my own.
You'll do well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in this annual tree lighting ceremony this evening. Standing beside me is one of the great leaders of the world. He and his people have pointed the way in courage and in sacrifice for the benefit of little children everywhere. And I'm asking my associate, my old and good friend, and yours, to say a word to the people of America tonight. The Prime Minister of Great Britain, Winston Churchill.
This is a strange Christmas Eve. Almost the entire world is locked in deadly struggle with the most terrible weapons science can devise as the nations advance upon each other. Yet, let the children have their night of fun and laughter ere we turn again to the stern task and the formidable years. In God's mercy, a happy Christmas to you all!
And now, for the 9th time, we light the living community Christmas tree of our nation's capital. Mr. Prime Minister, if you please.
He's broadcasting from Australia at 8, and I thought I'd catch it with Phil in the guest house.
Oh, dear Phil. He's improving, isn't he?
He will never improve.
I won't be long.
Those responsible for the present state of Singapore's defenses must now and finally awaken to a reality fraught with the utmost peril. Make no mistake, my friends. Imperial Japan will soon be storming the parapets. For Singapore and her courageous defenders, the moment is urgently and irretrievably now. This is Alistair Tudsbury, broadcasting from Melbourne. Thank you and good evening.
Well. Was it worth it?
Who knows? I doubt anybody will take it seriously. Not anybody that counts. It's not the kind of news they want to hear.
Will Singapore fall?
Oh, I fear so, darling. Up country, the men want to fight. They're trying to fight, and again the orders come. Fall back. Retreat. I've seen men cry over those orders.
How am I going to get out of here?
Well, you'll get out. There are vessels waiting to evacuate white women and children.
You don't believe in the American rescue mission everyone's talking about?
Wishful fantasy. The entire American fleet was destroyed at Pearl Harbor.
No one knows what happened at Pearl Harbor.
Denton Sharp knows they lost all 8 battleships. For the time being, the Americans have finished. What's the matter, Pam? Oh, you're thinking about your Yank. I'm sorry, love. Was he in a battleship? Well, Denton Sharp didn't know the extent of the casualties. Maybe he's alive. Maybe he's all right. They were sunk in shallow water.
What's that?
Oh, no, don't panic. That's just our resident apricot monkey. He comes and goes through the trees, harmless despite that dreadful racket.
Oh, I hate Singapore. I would have hated it even in peacetime. Let the Japanese have it. I'm going back up to the house. You all right? Is there anything you need?
I might be a bit lonely, perhaps. But don't let that stop you having fun. No, you run along. Go back to your effete-doomed Puckasabs. And those boring young lieutenants.
I simply don't care to be rude to the McMahons. And they'll be thinking I climbed into bed with a sick man.
Why don't you, Pam? Truly, that's a charming idea. I mean, being Christmas Eve and all. Come, Tudsbury.
You're such a bastard, Phil. You haven't changed a bit.
Darling, I was born into a rotten system. I'm merely a reflection of it. When everything's breaking up, the only thing left is pleasure. You believe in that. I take my pleasures lightly. You insist on drama. That won't change, I grant you, but despite all, I do love you.
What about your wife? Just being curious. At least in Paris, you didn't have a wife.
Oh, sweetie. I don't even know if she's alive. And if she is, I hope she's bonking the brains out of some nice, young, deserving Russian lad. Don't forget your brolly.
Roll call. And the 900 Russian prisoners of war, selected at random and sentenced to death by the German Military Circuit Court of Katowice, as political officers, are mustered for execution. This will be the first mass gassing to utilize the deadly insecticide Zyklon B.
13317. 13317. 11318. 11317.
Die Ausgerufenen bleiben hier. Die andere abtreten zum Arbeitskommando.
Все номеры к работе, остальные остаются.
Eilig bisschen. Arbeitskommando! Zur Baustelle!
Herr Hauptsturmführer, the 900 political commissars are mustered.
March them to the hygienic facility for delousing.
Zu Befehl, Herr Hauptsturmführer.
Herr Obersturmführer, this just came from Master Sergeant Klinger.
All right, be quick about it.
Get another one, double quick.
Which one? That's the difference. The one with David, he's clocking anyway.
13.317, forward.
Back to the blockhouse.
Еще не чисто. Нет. Ой, я тебе сказал.
Строй!
Стой, да я сказал тебе!
Stai sтрой!
Wir folgen!
Пішли! Пішли!
Los! Schalt bei euch!
Швидше! Швидше!
Weitermachen!
Піднімай ноги!
Стань в строй! Стань в строй!
Швидше! Швидше!
Where are we going?
Shut up, or it'll be the worse for you.
Größtenteils.
Grüß gibt's dir?
Für 614, 13.317. Befehl der Verwaltung.
Mantel ausziehen. Neue Uniform. Entlausen.
Aufzug! Weiter machen!
Los! 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 Ja.
Shall let me reckon. I better just through. How long has it been since your son's beautiful wedding? 1,000 years. But I didn't know you were here too. Oh, yes. Since they opened the camp, I arranged your transfer. But how? This isn't even a Russian prisoner blockhouse. There are ways. From now on, you're a member of my construction gang. I'm the foreman. Our boss is Sergeant Major Klinger. We do good work for him. He treats us okay. Even in Auschwitz, it is possible to survive.